Hey, it's Ty Screams, and I'm about to give you a recap of what happened on season 47, episode 3 of Survivor. Caroline and Sue are ecstatic with the way the vote went, taking out TK and making their big boss girl move. Though, with Kyle voting for Sue, she's taking it personally and plans to get revenge. Gabe sees Kyle as a number, so he approaches him about working together. He offers wanting to oust Tiana, but that's not in Kyle's best interest. So he approaches Tiana and Sue to tell them. In the process, he mentions that Gabe sees Sue and Caroline as goats and she doesn't believe him because of the previous vote. At Gata, they're all grumpy and feeling the effects of sleeping on bamboo for 6 days. Andy is starting to notice some tension between Annika and Sam and wants to capitalize on it, realizing he's not on the bottom anymore and rather in a position of a swing vote. Andy, in a show of trust to Sierra, offers his shot in the dark to her to show that he wants to work with her and Sam, and she's excited because now she's in the majority. Most of Lavo is annoyed with Rome because of his spunkiness. He's showing his skills and knowledge to everyone and even taking charge of fishing, though he notices who is and isn't working around camp and decides to be petty and eat 2 of the 4 tiny fish he caught right over Asia's shoulder. All 3 tribes must then choose one person to go on a journey. Kyle, Annika, and Rome all board the boat and head off. Upon arrival, all 3 reveal something about their tribe, but Rome is the only one smart enough to fib the info to benefit his later game. Each must then pull from a bag where there are 2 parchments with a lost vote and 1 with an advantage. Annika and Kyle both lose their votes, and Rome leaves the journey with a steal a vote. All 3 return and explain what happened on the journey, with Annika and Rome lying about their outcomes to the greater tribe to protect their games. The immunity challenge involves an ocean-based obstacle course and ends with a seahorse puzzle. We see Gata fall behind early, but then Lavo starts to flop on the balance beam, allowing Gata and Tuku to pull far ahead. Gata wins immunity, with Tuku coming in second and sending Lavo to tribal council for the first time. Before swimming out, Rome doubles down about not having a vote, and Sol knows he's lying from sheer body language. Back at the Lavo camp, Teeny wants to make sure that they stay in good graces with Asia and approaches her about ousting Sol to save her game. But Asia doesn't seem to be picking up what Teeny is putting down. Rome then approaches Sol about voting Asia, but really just wants to make him feel comfortable so he doesn't play his shot in the dark. And Sol calls out Rome's actions, making him physically flustered. In a last act to try to save Asia, Kishan tells her about Rome's idol and says he's gonna play it on either himself or Genevieve, but she still doesn't want to vote out Sol. Tribal Council shows that no one is confident which way the vote is gonna go. Kishan, during one of his answers, reveals that there's a core 4 that only causes some shifty eyes and lowered confidence. Everyone votes, and Rome plays his idol on himself. The votes are 1 vote Rome, 1 vote Genevieve, 1 vote Sol, and then 3 votes for Asia, making her the 3rd person voted out of Survivor 47. The Lavo tribe is chaotic as hell, but I am loving it. Overall, the cast this season has been fun so far, but I'm excited to see the next episode. Specifically, if Kishan's flub at Tribal lands him on the bottom of the Alliance, or even worse, the tribe. In the next episode, we get to see Rome yelling at Sol, Andy as George Costanza, and Sue murdering something? Until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and tune in next week for another recap of Survivor.